So guys, it's Combat Saturday, and today, as a continuation of last week's video, we're going to be discussing dirty strikes, and specifically elbow strikes. Alright, now, the good thing about training elbows is that it helps you train the body mechanics required for punching. This is one of those things where traditionally people would often train elbows in order to improve their punches because you have no choice but to get the full body rotation in there. A lot of times when they punch, they don't rotate the body fully enough. And as a result, they're not getting enough power, they're not getting enough reach, and they're just not able to get the full body into it. Okay, with the elbow strike, you have no choice because your arm is so short. You can't just. I can reach you with my hand like this, but if I do the same with my elbow, I'm only going to do that. I need a turn to get to actually reach with my elbow here. Okay, so that's the thing. So we want to. When you're looking at elbow strikes, you need to understand the angles of attack. All right. So we have a few basic angles, but there are 9 angles of attack. I talk about it in my book, actually. But if you look at it in terms of like a knife, for example, okay? Now, this isn't a knife, it's a ruler, okay? But if you don't have a knife, you can use a ruler, okay? Okay, here's my old Hulk Hogan ruler here, okay? All right. So here, angle 1, okay, is like straight down. Then you got straight forward, and you got straight up, right? Then you have diagonal down towards your center line, horizontal towards my center line, and then up towards my center line. Angle down away from my center line, horizontal away from my center line, and horizontal up, diagonal up away from my center line, okay? So those are the various angles. So you can do the same thing with the elbows too, or any strike actually. But you really learn to, more than any other strike, elbows and chops is where you really get a feel for this. Elbows, chops, and palm strikes too, because palm strikes are essentially chops also with a different surface of the hand, basically, okay? So before we give the elbow strikes, let's go over the body mechanics and what's required, okay? You need to understand how to step and pivot and rotate the body. You need to have the upper body rotation, okay? And that's basically how you generate power. You either step or you rotate, okay? Sometimes you can do both, okay? If you do like a straight punch, for example, you've got both the stepping and rotation, like in a jab. It's a very powerful punch. If you understand it properly, if you know how to use the proper energy. Okay, a lot of people just flick it out there like nothing, but if you really use your whole body behind it, the jab, the straight lead, okay, or Jack Dempsey called it the left jolt, is a very powerful punch. He called it not the left jab, the left jolt, okay. And he took out some big guys. And Jack Dempsey was not a big guy for a heavyweight. He only weighed just a little over 180 pounds. He was not big. He took out guys who were 230, 40. Jess Willard, I think, was around 250 pounds, right? He took him out. Okay, so there you go. It's a very powerful. Okay, so to get a rotation here, we're going to step. And what you want to do is you want to imagine that you don't have any hands. Okay, so all you can do is just use your upper body rotation. So I want to hit someone with my shoulder here. See, remember, I don't have a hand, so I hit with my shoulder. Hit. Okay. Right? I got shoulder and or elbow. Okay, so I have my hands here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I do that, okay, 1, 2, 3, it could be, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going my lead shoulder, my rear shoulder, and then I'm coming upwards, okay? So if I were doing an elbow strike, what would that be? I'd go 1, 2, 3, right? Lead elbow, lead elbow, hooking elbow, diagonal up elbow, right? One, see, so lead here. I'm hitting with this part here, forward, horizontal, diagonal up. And you see the nature of the elbow is that because it's such a close range weapon and you're using, you know, the elbow close to your torso here, the defense, unless you drop your hand to do something really stupid, you have much better, tighter defense because it's all within. Because I'm here, look, you see, I'm covered here, right? I'm covered here. I'm covered here. Okay, while I do it, but you see, I have to get that full rotation, right? Boom, boom, boom. I need to get a full rotation, or else it's not going to work. Okay. Now you can imagine the same thing would apply to punches too. But here we're doing elbows, okay, so we're not going to do punches. But if you were to rotate on the punches too, the same thing, right? Come here, bang, 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 all right? Bang, bang, bang. I'm going to get that elbow, that upper body rotation. So I step in, whether it's a vertical or horizontal fist, right? Step in, boom, boom, boom. See, you get that rotation, you get that full movement, and then it'll improve your elbows and it'll improve your punches too, or palms, or whatever you want to do. Okay, so the elbow strikes. All right, yeah, it's really important to make sure you understand these body mechanics. Okay, so what you want to do is do a bunch of drills and just work on throwing those shoulders and elbows forward. Okay, not the elbow strike, but how I was doing before, like this. Work on that to get the feel of the body. Okay, so let's say I want to lead off with my rear hand. You know, it can be done too. One, so I'm not going forward here first. I'm just stepping in like that one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. How about that? How about that one? 1, 2, 3. There's a slip there. See? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See? 1, 2, 3. Right? One example. Okay? Of course, instead of just slipping, come this way, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do another one, right? One, lead instead of diagonal. Lead, 2, 3, 4. Right? Whatever you want to do. Okay? So, anyways, taking those angles of attack earlier. Okay? Straight ahead, okay, it's just like punching, only using your elbow, okay? So there's a lead, so there's your jab, right? And jab, there's a lead, okay? There's your rear hand, your cross, okay? And okay, protected, okay? Here we go. Hook, hook. Now, hook does not come out too wide. You want to try and bring it forward and then flip it, okay? Flip it, okay? Then you have uppercut, which is right up, okay? Right up. And then you have diagonal. And you also have diagonal down, right? See? And you see, always guarding, okay? Now, this is actually in Wing Chun, in the third form, we have Buji. Buji is like emergency hands, okay? And when we do our elbow strikes, so we'll do that, but then we'll have this hand ready to go. So it's like recovering from a bad position, okay? Maybe I'm bad spot here. I clear the line. See, this comes here. I clear that line, right? So when you do elbow strikes, always be mindful of your guard. It can be over as well. That can be done too, right? Or it can be under. Okay, either one works, but you know, just play around with all the angles of attack. Okay, remember you got 9. Okay, play around with all of them. Okay, and there's another one too, where I come here, I can go back. I just did a hook, I can go back. It's like it's still a straight angle. I mean, it is straight, but it's coming off this, right? Right. So, like for example, if I did a punch, a hook punch, I could easily do a hammer fist after that. Hook, hammer, right? Hook punch, and then hammer right away. So rather than I mean, I could have too. I could do a hook and then uppercut. That can be done too, okay? But I could just come right here, right away, right? So I could hook, hammer, uppercut. There's a combo. So you can mess around with it, right? Right. Hook, hammer, uppercut. Okay. So that's how you can mess around with the angles, okay? So whatever punch it is, whether it's a palm strike or a chop or an elbow, mess around with these angles, okay? But elbows will help improve your structure and body mechanics and overall power for the other upper body strikes, because again, the elbow is such a short weapon, you have no choice but to fully rotate, right? If I don't rotate, I'm not going to get that. I can't get my elbow here unless I rotate. If I put it here, my elbow's going to be here, right? I need to rotate fully, right? That's the only way, okay? So anyways, there you go. Use the 9 angles of attack and then the elbow strikes and do combo. Any combination you can do with the hands, you can do it with the elbows, right? So like, I can do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So, you can just mess around with it, okay? Take whatever punch combos you do and just do it with the elbows. And that's the best way to do it. The people think of the elbows as being like some kind of a secret weapon or mysterious thing or something like that. Nothing mysterious about it, okay? It's just a half a punch, if you think of it in that way, right? Okay? And just take whatever you're doing and use elbows with it, okay? And the nature of the elbows is it gives you that tight guard. That's the beauty of it. You get a real tight guard, okay? That's the beauty of it. And obviously, it's designed for a very close range, okay? And the elbow, last point I want to make is people sometimes fall into like a new toy syndrome when they train the elbows. What I mean is that they learn a new toy, they have a new weapon to train, and they try and use it every chance they get, okay? Elbows can only be used at very close range, okay? Don't be 5 feet away from someone and try and come with an elbow strike. You're going to get your ass kicked, okay? You need other longer range strikes, and when you're in close, at clinching range, that's when you can use those elbows, okay? Just like, most of the Wing Chun techniques are meant to be used at that range too. But you get these idiots who use it from 5, 6 feet away, and they get their ass kicked. I mean, duh. I don't know what you think would happen. Okay, so remember that these are close range tactics. They work great at close range. Okay, but don't use it at long range. Okay, a sawed-off shotgun can work great at close range too, but not long range. Okay, so you understand the range of your weapon. Okay, so anyways, that's it. Elbows. How do you guys do?